cracking, everybody? Buenos dias, saludos. First off, most of you don't know what I'm going through right now. I'm having rheumatoid flare ups. I got an infection that hasn't healed. I got that infection when I was doing the chemo. It's been a while now. I still have the infection. It still hasn't healed. Antibiotics are not working. That's that's the gist of it. So in order to get rid of the infection, they have to cut it out. Okay. In the meantime, I can't take any of the medication for the rheumatoid. None. Because any of the medication for the rheumatoid, what it does is it shuts your immune system down. It slows it down. Because what the rheumatoid does is it attacks good tissue. It it turns on its host. It turns on positive tissue and it starts hurting. That's why it gets red and swelled up and deformed. So they won't give me any medication for the rheumatoid right now while I have this infection. So therefore, I'm going through the flare-ups, which are 2 or 3 times a week. The last 2 days, 3 days, whatever it may be. Today I'm a little bit better. Yesterday I was a lot worse. Swells up your ankles, your knees, your toes, your fingers, your wrists, your elbows, your hips, your neck, whatever else you can think of. And it hurts. Hurts a lot. You can see my hair is going white as fuck right now. Because of all the shit that I'm going through medically. So, that being said, that's what's happening with me. That's why I'm not looking in the best of health. Um, you know what I really do hate? These fucking white fucking hairs on my eyebrows. You won't see this too often. I got white hairs on my arms, dude. I've never seen nobody with white hair on their arms. Anyways, uh, I did want to touch on some things, man. I was gonna air out a couple people. I will tell this, and this is basically a hated message because I know the punk that watches this, he knows. Talk about Laughlin and suicide, murder in Laughlin. That's all I'm gonna say. Shut your mouth. Stop being a little bitch. Sold it. I'm not gonna say no names. So let's talk about Blue Dildo. Blue Dildo was upset because Baldacci would not do an interview with him. Dildo feels entitled to having whoever he wants on the show. Baldacci said no. I don't know the reason why Baldacci said no. I have an inclination on why, but I'm not gonna get into it. I might be wrong. But Baldacci apparently turned down Blue Dildo's offer to be on the show multiple times. So Blue Dildo made up stuff about Blue Dachi, saying that he was signed with Gotos, that he was a Northerner now, and just all kinds of stupid shit. Like, most of us didn't believe it, and most of us don't really care. But Blue Dildo feels entitled that he can do that to people. That he thinks he's all right, that he can sit behind the screen and talk shit about somebody and there's no repercussions for it. Which anyone that doesn't live in the cyber world knows that's not true. People will find out where you're at. people will run across you at the store. If you got kids, you're going to go to the emergency room with the kids, your wife or whoever. You got to go outside sooner or later. And there's a chance that someone's going to run across you. Then you have to deal with what you were talking about. Whether you think it's justified or not. You are nobody to talk about anybody. And that's been our problem from day one. You came and started talking about me, and I ain't even in the rap genre, so why would you talk about me? So you came talking about me, brought me up, and then you do a video saying that you don't talk about people that don't bring you up. Huh? That was a clear lie, right? Just like you lied about baldacci and everything else. So apparently somebody called your bluff. And you backpedal. And you've been backpedaling. Now all of a sudden, I got kids. My kids are here. I'm not scared of no gangster. I'm scared of trolls. You're just scared, period. Talking about, your kids. You were never talking about your kids before. South Side, remember? You weren't talking about your kids before. It didn't matter before, nothing. You didn't talk about shit like that. It's just about how down you were that when the fucking holdouts came that you wouldn't get down on the floor because they wanted to know your name before they attacked you, right? Before they arrested you. I just stood there and they were telling me, get down on the floor. And I'm like, well, what's my name? Dumb shit like that. You know what I mean? It's dumb shit that people that have never been in trouble, people that have never been in that life, probably wouldn't know the difference. It's just like people that talk about prison. And what did you say that it was just 3 hots in a cot? And who can't handle that every once in a while? Fight every 5 years, you got to fight, right? I don't know where you've been, but let me tell you something. Those are things people say that never been there, for one, and the people that have never been there listen to it and believe it. Now, I'm not saying it's 24/7 war all the time in prison. I'm not saying that. You will get your hands a lot dirtier than once every 5 years, that's for sure. Prison's not an easy environment. You're in an environment where a bunch of predators are there. A bunch of people looking for the weak person to attack. That's what prison is. Only the strong survive. You're weak, you're going to get got, taken advantage of. Especially now I see it in the system where it is. I'm not even there, but it's bad. You know what I mean? People are dying left and right. And you got the nerve to say it's 3 hots and a cot. But like I said, people talk about prison and they tell these stories and all these little rules and regulations, and people that have never been there that think they know what it's about believe you. What baldacci said, very true. You're teaching these people to go against the grain. It's not a good practice. Now, I would hope that these youngsters stop going to prison. I would hope that these youngsters learn from this. Learn that there's no future in prison. None. But that's my opinion, right? That's it. But I noticed, like I said, it was Blue Dildo with his entitlement issues, thinking he had a interview coming from baldacci, and if he didn't, he was going to force him into one. Those are entitlement issues. If you feel that somebody owes you something because of who you are or what you think you are. And I think the entitlement issue is just, I think I'm going to do a video on that. Entitlement issues. But as far as right now, I'm out. I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.